Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel Physics Surgery. And first of all, apologies for delaying the solution video. We had some technical issues in the last 1 week in our app, so I had to take care of it. I have posted a community post regarding the same. Okay, right. But overwhelming response. I expected a big response, but it was also beyond expectations. Most probably due to the nature of the question that I have given, as you could clearly see in the thumbnail, or if you go through the comment section of the anniversary contest actual question video, the last one, you would see some of the students were commenting that the question was slightly easier. They were expecting a tougher question like last year. Okay, so last year's question was also not tough, but it was only one part and it had binary marking. You either get it right or you don't. So the idea was to split this bigger question into small parts. So in case I had asked this as a one question only, that means let's say the fourth part or the third part itself as the single one, then it would have become slightly more difficult, because by giving four parts like a comprehension in your JEE Advanced exam, it is to ensure that students, especially 11th ones who are now coming up studying the rotational mechanics for the first time, I wanted them to also participate in the contest. So by giving part A, part B, part C, part D, that style of questions, it drives their thinking. It's like I'm helping them in order to understand how the problem needs to be taken in sequence. That was the whole purpose. Okay, so I wanted more participation. Also, like I said in the previous video, last year students said, sir, we have attempted so much, we need to get some partial marking. So that was also the thought process. But you might be expecting that more students should win this contest, right? And even I was expecting. Last year I just said 43 students won that particular contest, right? And hundreds of the students actually attempted it and sent me the solutions last year. This year the number of solutions sent is higher, but number of students who sent me all four correct. Partially I did not count, but all four correct. I think I saw somewhere around only 20 to 25 in between the two. Okay, right? So without any calculation errors, all four parts right. Now, whether these students are going to take up chapter wise courses or avail the discounts on the full courses, it is up to them. Okay, I was actually surprised. The rest of the students, I'm not saying they didn't do the problem, right? Many students, I would keep it 50 plus, actually got the physics part right. Last year's contest, physics part itself was wrong. It was tough to crack that question. This question, the physics part was easy, but that carefulness in calculation was not there. The accuracy part, which plagues a lot of current aspirants. A lot of students do come out from mock tests or even the actual JEE tests, mains or advanced. They say, sir, I made silly errors. I made a silly mistake. Okay, so that means you know the physics part, you know everything, but in the calculation, when you are in a time bound situation, you commit an error, and the error also will be part of the options, right? And that's how the paper is designed. So in a time, this was not a time bound one. Yes, and one more reason why the number of entries are lesser is that I took a decision to put the cutoff at October 14th midnight. Okay, I think I have also posted a pinned comment in the original video and also a community post. Okay, so we'll be considering that as the cutoff. So since last year the cutoff was very lengthy, right? And maybe some students actually started discussing the solution and all that across different social media platforms and came up with their own solutions, etc. I didn't want that to happen this year, so because it is easier, I kept the cutoff time lesser. So in case you have posted the solution to me after the cutoff time, please don't be disappointed. I'll be coming up with Diwali contest also. Diwali contest, even before that I want the contest to be put up so that you can participate, and I'll announce the contest question time and also the solution time this time, so you need not worry about it. Okay, so in case you missed that contest date by a small amount, then please let me know in the DM. Okay, right. So with all that put out, let's see the solution. Before we move ahead, for those who are new, there is already a crash course that was launched this month for the 2025 aspirants. You need to check it out. You can go and check the video of that launch. Okay, so here's the first part of the question. Was pretty simple, straightforward. And one thing what I this time did is I, instead of making the slides on my own, I took one of the most beautifully written solutions that was sent to me out of those whatever correct parts, right? I chose a solution which was written so that I can present, and I'll show the name of the student also as we move along. Okay, right. So for part A and part B, so if you want to pause the video, you can go ahead. This is the question B part, this is the C part, and this is the D part. In case you are watching this question in the future and you have never been part of this contest, then please try it and then only go ahead with the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead with A part. Okay, and when you are done with the solution, the rule is very simple, right? If you have attempted the solution and sent it to me already as per the rules in the previous video, please kindly post it very clearly, right? You can say, sir, I have got part A and part B and part C right. Okay, therefore I can avail a total, so if these three are right, a total percentage of partial discount of 50%, and clearly mention which course you want to go for. If it is a chapter wise course, clearly mention that wave optics chapter wise course, I want to avail this 50%, you clearly mention. Okay, or if you want to avail that 50% out of these amounts that are associated with full courses, clearly mention. So since I got A, B, C right, 50% on this 5,000 rupees associated with 2025 11th plus 12th. It will be easy for me to create those coupon codes and give it to you so that you can avail those discounts. Okay, so once this solution video is done, I'll expect all these coupon codes to not only those 23 full winners and partial winners also, many are there. Some of them might have only got part A right. So, and in case they are availing this 20%, I have to create coupon code for them also. So it will take at least 2 to 3 days to disperse. So once you tell me, sir, I have done it, and you start posting the messages, those messages will be left coming to me, and whichever is on the top, I'll start again going through those. I'll recheck the solution. I've already checked them, but once you bump that direct message to me in the doubts app, and then I'll recheck, I'll check everything and whether the percentages are all fine, and the course would be allotted to you. Okay, coupon code will be given. You have to go and purchase it in the new app, right? So with that rules, the common mistakes, some of the students didn't consider the rolling. It was clearly said the cylinder was rolling, so they just took the sliding part and they got it wrong in the first. So reading the question is very important. Many other mistakes are there. Calculation mistakes, many students have their own variety and own colorful calculation mistakes. So, but common physics mistakes I am talking about. Assuming losing of contact at the topmost point of the climb in part 3, it is very clearly written in part 3 that you're supposed to solve it for the case where once it starts rolling itself, it loses contact. But a lot of students went up to the top and then calculated it. First two parts they got it right. So these were the two things I noticed. So let's solve the first part. For the first part, he's asking when it is rolling and hits this, okay, and about this point it doesn't slip, what is the energy loss? Obviously energy lost would be the mechanical energy loss because it's a perfectly inelastic collision. So this is a handwriting of a student who has sent me a PDF. I took it directly because I liked the way he presented everything. It took a lot of effort to color it and all, right? During the B part, I'll show the name of the student. And also leave in a comment in case you are one of the winners, right, and you want your name to be also presented. Some students don't want their name to be posted, so I didn't know whether to post or not. So for the next contest, you let me know whether I should be naming all the contest winners names here. Okay, so let me know in the comment section. So it's obvious that at about this point you are supposed to take the angular momentum conservation. Right, for a perfectly inelastic collision, torque about that point during the collision would be 0, right, and angular momentum conservation. So he's considering that initially it was moving with a v and an omega, and small omega is v by r, pure rolling, and about this point as it starts rolling, the new angular velocity is capital omega. Okay, so you write the initial angular momentum about this point for this rolling sphere. You can take the line of impact like this, and distance and all that, you know. Will be two terms. One is the angular momentum due to the translatory velocity, another one is due to the rotation. L of Cm plus L about Cm concept that is taught to you during your first year of rotational mechanics. And then about this point after collision, it's pretty easy because it's purely rotating about this point. You can directly write moment of inertia about this multiplied by this omega. These two numbers be equal to each other before angular momentum and after angular momentum. That's what he has written very clearly. Okay. And he's made the calculations for what he wrote. Like I said, the first term is the due to the rotation part. The second term that he has written here is due to the translation part. This LHS is the before angular momentum. The after angular momentum is pure rotation about this. So moment of inertia about this multiplied by omega. So the capital omega comes out to be 7b by 9r. This number would be useful in the later parts also. So keep this number in mind. And the loss in energy is in the kinetic energy form. Right. The initial kinetic energy minus the final kinetic energy, that would be the loss. So you should be very, very careful with these numbers calculations, and you'll get that 8 by 27 mv square. Answer was supposed to be written in terms of the initial velocity v. Okay. The second part of the question, so for those students who got this right, 20% I think. The second one was easier. Once you get the first, second would be easier because you'll use the result of that. So 10% one. Let's see the solution that he has given. So again, the simple diagram. What is the second question asking about? Minimum velocity that enables the cylinder to roll over. That means it should be able to cross the topmost point. It should not lose contact. It should just roll over like this and fall onto the other side. So that means the topmost point is the threshold, right? If it reaches the topmost point, then it will tip over. So we need to be able to ensure that it goes at least up till topmost point. So after the energy loss with this capital omega, it should have sufficient mechanical energy to climb to the top. That's the obvious point. So you conserve energy after collision. You conserve mechanical energy after collision. So from the information that you got from just after the collision, use mechanical energy conservation. Okay, to make the solid cylinder climb up, it should pass the potential barrier of mgr by 3. So the center of mass should go up by r by 3. So mgr by 3 increase in potential energy should be at least sufficient enough from the initial kinetic energy. So the initial kinetic energy in the limiting case will become 0 at the topmost point. So initial Ke is equal to final P or change in P. And if you are very good with your calculus, capital omega is that 7v by 9r that you substitute, you end up getting the minimum. This is minimum because for this speed it will at least reach the top. That's it. It will reach and stop there. Anything slightly more than this, it will start. If this is a continuous step, it will start rolling onto that also. So this is the minimum speed. If you have written this answer perfectly correctly, some of you kept that 6 by 7 inside. I am okay with that. Right. Get that. So this solution, the two parts, was got by Ayush Rajput. This is one of the first few, once the video released, I think 15-20 minutes into the video, that question video he has sent me. I could have chosen a, I think he got the C or D parts wrong. If I am, correct me in case Ayush is watching, he should be able to correct me. As far as I remember, I think he got the calculations in C and D wrong. He did it even similarly beautifully, right? I could have chosen someone else's solution who has got all 4 right, but I wanted to tell you that effort that he has put in, even though he got that first 2 parts right, and in case he has got the C and D wrong, by looking at or re-evaluating the solution, he will be learning more. So getting something wrong is not a issue. Okay, trying it and getting it wrong and learning concepts from that and going into the future and not making or repeating those mistakes is the most important part. So I have chosen a solution which is partially right. Okay, right. So from here on, I'll give the solution which I have written down, which I wanted. So the third part, what it says is, it loses contact with the barrier once it starts to roll over. Once it starts to roll, that means this is where students actually, some of them got it wrong. He said the word starts to roll over. So starts to roll over means immediately after the point of contact is done. Right from the start, it should lose contact. And that is where it actually loses contact and goes at an angle like this in the projectile motion. So that angle theta is easily calculatable because this distance was given r by 3. You draw a small triangle with the horizontal, I think you end up getting an angle of cos inverse 2 by 3. That was the part people missed. They try to calculate after some time, it stays in contact and then loses contact. That's the mistake students made while reading the question. So if it had to lose the contact immediately, so keep in mind the omega that we got is 7v by 9r. So if it is a new velocity that you are after, let's say now the value of v is, let's say v1 for this condition. What is the v1? V1 should be sufficient enough that it loses contact immediately after touching, so it bounces off like this. Okay, so that, let's say, is v1. So in that case also, the initial angular momentum conservation step gives you 7v1 by 9r, the new value of that omega. Okay, so this is your capital omega from Ayush's file. Okay, so let's try to keep it sync. So at that theta indicated in that figure, once it is losing contact, the total mechanical energy that would be there would be the kinetic energy style, which is half moment of inertia about that point of contact, omega square. Omega is substituted already, 7v1 by 9r square, and the potential energy. Okay, right. So potential energy, the height of the center, I am taking this as the datum level. So this is the zero potential energy level. So initially center of mass is at a height of r. When it is now about to lose contact as it starts climbing, so at that angle theta or whatever, the height that is now risen would be that r by 3 plus r cos theta, because this would be the r by 3 part, this would be the r by 3 part, and this would be the r cos theta. So okay, right. Next, so mg cos theta minus n is equal to mr omega square, where omega is the angular velocity as it rolls to a new position theta. So this is that angular position theta where it has started to lose contact. And then when cylinder loses contact at that arbitrary position, then the value of this n, should be equal to 0. So this, when you substitute the value of that omega square at this particular instant, where remember the original omega, which is 7v1 by 9r, we substituted here. This omega is when it has already turned by a certain angle, and then that angle is this theta. This is that. Okay, so this one, if you can substitute back into this, you end up getting everything as v1 square related to everything in theta. See, this omega square into theta, you'll get a function of theta, and then you can minimize that function. Remember, you need a minimum value of v1 at this, this losing of contact happens. So substitute this number here, everything written in theta, minimize this number. So when you minimize that, you end up getting that cos theta, like I said, is 2 by 3. So I substituted it back, eliminating omega square, put it back, you end up getting pure v1 square versus theta relation. Okay, let me write it here. Yeah. So in the previous step, this omega square, I'm just rewriting the previous step. In this omega square, you put the theta function, then it becomes this. And minimum value of v1 square is something that you are supposed to get. Okay, right? And the value of that theta comes out to be 2 by 3, cos inverse 2 by 3. And you can see that here itself. Okay, so this omega square is in the previous step, omega square is g by r cos theta, na? Substitute g by r cos theta here. So this would be a 3 by 4 cos theta term, 1 by 3 term, and a 1 cos theta, and there is a 1. Take everything that side, you'll get some cos theta minus 2 by 3 as a bracket. So if v1 square has to be minimized, that bracket has to be 0. That is how you get cos theta equal to 2 by 3. So that is the position where it will lose contact for a minimum value of v1. Okay, right? Then some students actually got it wrong by writing sin theta as 2 by 3. Silly mistake again, right? So once you substitute, you get this. And some of the mistake is that this number should be larger than the part A answer. Remember, the part A's answer is the minimum value of speed for which it is to climb up. Remember, if it has to bounce off, the initial speed should be larger. There itself lies your way of checking once your calculation is right or wrong. At least those students who got part C, this one, smaller than the part A, I think you made a physics error. At least you can go back and check if any calculations you got it wrong, any of these numbers you got it wrong. A lot of students made calculation errors. Their physics part was right, but just that while reporting the final answer, I couldn't find this number. This is definitely greater answer than part A. And you can see that in real life also. You throw a ball slowly on a step. When for slow cases, it will just climb up. And when you angrily throw it, right? You throw it when angrily and spin it, then it will actually bounce off. So your part C answer should be obviously larger as compared to the part A answer. Okay. I mean part B. So 6 by 7 root GR for sure would be smaller than this 3 by 7 root 6 GR. I think you can check it out. Be larger. So this is the answer for the third one. Fourth one is pretty straightforward. You get up till third one. I think the fourth one is directly a projectile motion question. So once you know that the horizontal, it is making an angle of cos inverse 2 by 3, right? He's asking maximum height reached. If you directly remember the formula, some students don't remember the maximum height formula. I think they can derive it with theta is cos inverse 2 by 3. And end up getting this. So this formula a lot of students remember directly. This one. Initial velocity square sine square theta. Sine square theta is 1 minus cos square theta. There was a small technical issue, so it's resolved. So if directly substitute the value, end up getting 5 by 27 R. Okay, right? I think that should be it. And in case you require more contests or not, or any changes in the rules you require, please let me know. If everything that you are writing is rational enough and benefiting the student at the same time, I'm definitely going to take it up. This Diwali contest, do you need more time window, or should the question and solution come on the same day? 2 days, I think I now gave 2 days. 2 days for a problem. Is it more because there will be a lot of discussions and sanctity of the contest would be destroyed, right? Because one student is sharing the solution with 5 of his friends. That is not the whole purpose, right? The purpose is to reward the meritorious students. Okay, our students who are willing to solve, are putting hard work. So let's keep it that way. Okay, right? So leave your views in the comments, right? Obviously the solution should not take 1 week. This time that was due to technical issue, but window of the contest, how long it should be, so please do let me know. And should I put partial markings then, or should I just keep it binary like last year? You get it right, you win a course. That's it. No business of this 10%, 20%, all that. Or is this okay the way we went about this? And also comment if you got all parts right, so that people will know. And also let me know next time should I post the names of the students also who have sent the correct solutions. Okay. Yeah. And please do like the videos. Like I said, if you keep liking the videos, last time I requested for certain number of likes. I don't want to say it again. Just if you like it, then I end up getting the idea that the YouTube algorithm is taking care of the reach of the channel, and I'll post more. Also let me know if the contest should be like annually like this, once a year, or should it be monthly, right? Or should it be maybe quarterly, every 3 months we should have one contest, okay, right? Or should be weekly, I think would be daily. Don't ask, daily I won't put also, it won't solve the purpose also. Should be bi-weekly, maybe 14-15 days. Let me know. It all depends on the interest you people are showing. Some 2 or 3 students keep saying no sir, keep bi-weekly, but no one's liking the videos, then there's no point. Okay, so please do let me know. Yeah, and serious students, please do hit the bell icon. Like I said, because I was busy with this contest, I couldn't produce some videos. The videos will be coming up very quickly on both the English channel and also the Hindi channel. So please hit the notification bell icon so that you don't miss. And also notification bell icon would be good if the contests are coming, and if the contest comes and you attempt and first come first serve basis, let's say number of, or even the time window of that contest is reduced, so you should know, right, that the video has come. So please, I request you to go ahead and hit the bell icon. So please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Very important to show the love. Again I repeat, please clearly mention which parts you got and how much is the total percentage on this scale, and which course do you want. If you want full course, clearly mention this. If you want a chapter wise course, do clearly mention the chapter so that it's clear. So once I receive the message, I know what you want, so that I need not engage in chatting so many 50-60 students, including the partial marking people. It makes the process easy for me. I'll go back and check the solution whether your claim is correct or not, and immediately ask the app developers to give you the coupon code and you can start studying. Okay, so that's the point. So make sure you make my job easier. Okay, so like I said, all the rules of how the solution should be I've already told, right? So in the previous video, so it should contain, I'm not asking you to write like Ayush who wrote it very clearly and all, but it should be legible and the answer should be physics wise correct. You cannot just write the answers. Okay, so there should be some description of the solution in all 4 parts. Okay, so just a reminder that the detailed courses are at a discount. Okay, right, I think this part is gone right now, this one, and in case you are a winner, you will end up getting 5,000 more on this discounted. Also on the crash course, 3,000 I guess. Also 2026 class 11, 4,000 I remember, if I remember correctly. So please do avail them. And any of the chapter wise purchases that you have made, please, if you want to convert, let's say you are a contest winner, you are already, let's say you won 5,000, and in the last year or so you have purchased 3 chapters which are amounting to 6,000 rupees. Then you not only get this 5,000 but also that 6,000 refund. So total 11,000 coupon you will end up getting. You apply it on any of those full courses and you will end up joining the full course. So no institute, online or offline, refunds chapter wise courses, and that is because we, in our Physics Surgery app, we means I am the only person as of now. Okay, so I have that confidence in my content that I need not shout from the rooftops that the content is good. The conversion from chapter wise to full course itself is a testament that the course material is so and so. Okay, so please do avail it in a proper manner. Right. Thanks for all the love and sorry for the inconvenience in the last 1 week. And unconditional support and love has always been the part of the serious aspirants that are part of our channel and the app and the courses. So I keep hoping that this continues, and see you in the next contest or video or whatever that is going to come up. Hit the bell icon and stay alert.